The House and Senate journals contain a multitude of important information regarding the creation and passage of bills into acts and resolves. This video will provide more information regarding the resources available in the journals, which are digitized and available online. The House and Senate journals are the official procedural record of the legislature and documents the daily floor activities of the House and Senate. While they do not generally contain transcripts of discussions or legislative intent, they do show which bills they were discussing, voting on, or assigning to committee on a given day. When putting these journals online, we divided the record by month, then included files for the different indexes and supplements included in the journal, whenever present. Our collection of published journals is available from 1854 to 2016, with more recent journals available on the legislature's website, malegislature.gov. House journals published prior to the year 1854 can be found on the Massachusetts Archives website. In the journals, the legislature uses specific terminology to succinctly describe where in the legislative process a bill is. A first reading is when a bill is introduced to the legislative body, assigned a bill number, and referred to the appropriate committee. A second reading is when a draft of a bill is reviewed by the legislative body and becomes open to amendment. A third reading is when a bill with all amendments is presented for consideration and passage to the legislative body. A bill is engrossed when it is proofread and verified in order to be certain that the bill before the legislative body is identical to the amended bill. Finally, if a bill is reported by committee, that means that the legislative committee made a recommendation on a legislative matter to which it was referred, but it does not necessarily mean that there is a written report available. Special reports are sometimes requested by the legislature and are given their own bill number, but they are relatively rare. With this vocabulary, you can easily research bills using the House and Senate journals. These publications and the information they contain have evolved over time. Our online collection begins in 1854, and these early journals contain the daily record of activity, as well as the indexes, so that you can find bills by subject. Additional appendices may also be included, such as a list of legislative rules, voting records, or a list of members. As the journals continued to be published, they started to contain even more helpful information, such as registers of government employees throughout the legislative and executive branches. In 1965, the House journals started to include a specific section on voting records called the Yay-Nay Supplement, where you can see how a particular representative voted on a bill. Later, in 1970, the journals began to include full bill histories for each bill introduced into the legislature. Before this, bill histories were only published in the Bulletin of Committee Work and the Legislative Record, which are not yet digitized. Having these bill histories digitized as part of the journals make it possible to compile a legislative history online for bills from 1970 to present day. Bill histories use the same kind of vocabulary that the journals do, recording when the bills were read first, second, and third, assigned to committee, and signed by the governor, along with the date and page number in the House or Senate journal where this action took place. These page numbers start with SJ or HJ, as opposed to bill numbers, which start only with S or H. Bill histories can also contain the bill number for amendments or new drafts of the bill, legislative reports, or dates for legislative hearings. If you have any questions about the journals or any other materials here at the State Library of Massachusetts, feel free to email us at reference.department@mass.gov or call us at 617-727-2590.